Welcome back to Barney Music. My name is Barney. I'm a classical composer and founder and director of Barney Music. My fellow subscribers and those who are just coming into the channel, I'm super excited to announce that I'm now teaching both Fugue as well as Fugue appreciation for people who want to get a little bit more knowledge about Fugue. I will leave information in the description below. This is from what appears to be my first fugue that will be completed, but we'll see. Et ne lui montre point un visage odieux. So it's a comedic fugue. It's quite funny, I guess. And it's from Phèdre, which is the great masterwork, the great play that's a poem by Jean Racine. And would like to set the entire work as an opera oratorio. Check out my video, Paradise Lost, in which I explain what is an oratorio. But nevertheless, I want to set the entire work. And of course, I am looking for every possible moment where I can put a fugue. And I found the first fugue, Le Visage odieux. So, this is the opening. And I said in the first episode of What the Fugue, I think it was called Musical Puzzle, that fugues always start naked, okay? So you have the opening theme, et ne lui montre point un visage odieux, and other things will happen in this fugue. For example, this is my page 2, this is measure 10. Point ne montre point, ne point, montre point. So there's other things that take place, but it's not the same as the initial idea. Et ne lui montre point un visage odieux. Okay, it has a distinct character. Okay, so it's important to always remember that the fugue is going to start naked, and then what happens? Well, there's kind of a layering effect. Again, we talked about this. I'm going to say it again. So then another voice enters, and it can either enter above or it can enter below. There are no other options. So did you hear the second voice come in? Let me sing it. Et ne lui montre point un visage odieux. Et ne lui montre point un visage odieux. So it's in a higher register. Okay. Now, here is where things are a little awkward. I'm going to have to kind of fumble at piano because, of course, this is a vocal fugue. Okay, new terminology. What's a vocal fugue? Well, a vocal fugue is the original fugue, actually. Okay, the original fugues were vocal. Okay, now, I'm sure if you try to find proof for my claim, you will find the contrary. But I stand behind it, okay? Because the fugue is coming from the Renaissance, it's coming from a vocal art form, okay? Actually, most of classical music is coming from the voice. Et ne lui montre point un visage odieux, ne montre point, et ne lui montre point un visage odieux. So what happens when the second voice comes in? Well, the previous voice does something else. They play the bottom voice. Let me sing it. Et ne lui montre point. Oh. Et ne lui montre point un visage odieux, ne montre point, no, un visage. Kind of fumbled that. But what you're hearing is it's different from what happens above. Okay, and we call that diversity, you could say, or independence of the voices. Independence of the voices. I explained that in the very first video, and I suspect that you probably have forgotten what that means, but it's called the independence of the voices. It is so important. Oh yes, by the way, so this work I'm sharing is in process. It's going to be complete very soon. I'm excited. It's my first fugue on the market, and it's a fugue for men's course. So if you sing in the men's course, or you know someone who sings in the men's course, please send this video their way. I have my contact information below because I can't wait to hear this fugue, and you can't wait either. And it'll be so much easier for me to explain what a fugue is when I actually have a recording of my own fugue. So let's make it happen. So after the second voice enters, we have something that's called Divertissement. I've talked a little bit, I've mentioned it in other videos for other shows on this channel. I don't think I've done it officially in What the Fugue, but basically a Divertissement is kind of like an amusement. It's a section where the theme is not heard. Listen carefully. So the theme is what? Et ne lui montre point un visage odieux. Now, it is a vocal fugue, so they're kind of recycling, the same words. So you're going to hear the same. It's et ne lui montre pas un visage odieux. So there's not many options. But notice that the theme is different. Et ne lui montre point un visage odieux. And so we've had the second entrance, it's done. And then in most fugues, listen very carefully, this is just standard procedure for many reasons, but once the second voice is entered, there's a little bit of a break.